It has been such a long time since I've actually done a video. I think it's probably been about 3 months since I did my last video, and so much has changed in the last 3 months. But I'm not going to fill you in on everything that has changed. If you've been on my Facebook wall, then you've seen all the different posts and you've seen where I've been and what I've done, and you'll know that I've now got a car and caravan and have been travelling around and done quite a bit of Victoria. And at the moment I'm in Sydney until I take off again. And it's been an interesting couple of months, very interesting couple of months. I came into alignment with having an extremely interesting experience with a guy who has become a friend, quite a good friend, but he is also married, and he and I have been thoroughly enjoying each other's company, and I have learnt so much from being with him. It has been phenomenal. The experience that I've had with him has been amazing. And again, if you have been watching my Facebook wall, you know what I've been going through with him and all the lessons and everything that I've created from having this experience with him. And now the energy between him and I is shifting quite a bit. It's now really, while there was a period of time where I was in it and I was enjoying it and loving every moment of the experience that I was having with him. Now what's happening is the energy for me has shifted, and it's become a really strong indicator. I kind of feel that the first couple of weeks were really for me to enjoy the energy and for him to have the lessons and the experiences. And now the energy shifted, and now it's him enjoying the energy and enjoying where he's at, because he's in an incredible place now, and me taking on board and learning even more lessons and experiences from what I'm having with him. The main indicator that I've noticed is that there are two. I see self-love and self-worth as being two separate energies, and my self-love is huge, absolutely huge, and this has been a massive indicator for that, because I have found myself to be in love with him and in love with the time that I spend with him and in love with me when I'm with him, and all of that energy has been absolutely amazing. But then when I'm not with him, everything just comes crashing to the ground and all my insecurities come out, and I've been looking at that and realized that even though I have an amazing sense of self-love, I have really, really, really shit sense of self-worth. Really, really shit. If I had a high sense of self-worth, then I probably wouldn't have attracted someone who was married to have this experience with. So it's been a massive indicator for me how low my self-worth is. And this 30-day, 30-night video journal that I am now doing, and this is day 2. I didn't do a video for day 1. I did a post for day 1. This video is, I heard it the other day, it's a 30-day, 30-night self-worth pick-me-up. That's the title of it. That's what I'm doing. It's 30 days of focusing on my self-worth and focusing on shifting the perception I have about me and about my worth and about my value. He's not the only indicator. A couple of other things. I have a car and a caravan, which is great. I'd like a better car and I'd like a better caravan. And the other one is I want a base for my home, for me to be when I'm not driving around. And I have a base in Sydney, and it's great. It's my mum's place, and what I really want is my own place, my own place where I can put the car and caravan when I don't feel like driving around and being on the road, going and interacting and meeting with people. So there are 3 really strong indicators for me that show me I am manifesting incredibly well. I went from having nothing to being able to buy a car and a caravan, which is amazing and incredible. And I've gone from not having anywhere to live to feeling pretty secure that I have somewhere to live. You know, I'm staying in my caravan at the front of Mum's place, and it's great and it's easy, and I have my own area, and I really, really love it. So it's kind of, you know, it's so close. The self-love that I have for me has created this, but my self-worth hasn't created it to the expansion or to the depth or to the amazing, I don't know the best way to put it, to the incredibleness that it could be. You know, it's my self-worth has really dictated the quality of the experiences that I've been having, and my self-worth has actually my self-love has allowed me to actually have these experiences and to have created this. So that's kind of how I see the difference between self-love and self-worth, and I'm a firm believer that, you know, this is my experience and this is how I see it, and it's not necessarily going to be how everybody else sees it. Other people see self-love and self-worth as being exactly the same thing, and that's okay for them because that's what they see for themselves. And one thing I got really, really strongly on my trip to Melbourne is there's this general consensus that the left-hand side and the right-hand side, one's masculine and one's feminine. And I've always believed that it's always been the same in each person. It's always been absolute. And the week that I had in Melbourne and the conversations that I had with people and checking into their energy, I realized, hang on a minute, that's not even absolute. Because I tapped in and could feel that for some people, the left-hand side was their feminine and the right-hand side was their masculine. For other people, the right-hand side was their feminine and the left-hand side was their masculine. So it has, the week and a bit, or 3 weeks actually, I was on the road for 3 weeks, but the week I had in Melbourne was such a strong indicator when I was talking to people about self-love, and I was talking to people about how much I was in love with myself. I could feel the energy of that experience. And then I'd say to them, but you know, my self-worth is just shit. It's not good. It's not where I want it to be. I'm not having the entirety of the experiences that I'm having. Yes, I've attracted all these amazing experiences, but they're not at the level that I actually want them to be at. So that's what this 30-day, 30-night video journal is going to be about. It's going to be about my self-worth. I have absolutely no idea how to improve my self-worth. I've never had to do it before. I've never thought about it before. It's not that I didn't know it wasn't an issue. It simply hasn't been in my alignment until now to do something about it. So this 30 days is also going to be me wanting to attract to me the people that have the knowledge and the awareness and the wisdom on how to actually improve self-worth, and I guess other people call it self-esteem. So it's going to be an interesting 30 days, and I'm curious to see where it's going to end. I know that this guy I've been having an affair with, which if you go to my Facebook page, he is referred to as Hottie Builder, mainly because he's extremely hot and he's a builder. And a lot of people I know that have asked me who he is. I've said, well, he's Hottie Builder. That's what he's known as. That's who he is. And I now have people, instead of calling him by his name, they're actually calling him Hottie Builder. That's kind of the tag that he has received, and I can assure you he's very happy with that tag. He has been quite enjoying being called Hottie Builder, but he's been an amazing indicator for me, an amazing creation, because he has shown me how he's shown me two things. He's shown me that I can actually be in love, and I know I haven't ever been in love before. I haven't felt that feeling of being in love. I haven't felt that feeling of being in love with the experience that I'm having, and being in love with, being in love. It's amazing. It shifted everything. If you've been on my Facebook wall, you'll know that there's been a number of posts around sexual issues that I've had with all my partners. And I had always had in the back of my mind that when I find a man that I'm in love with, those sexual issues won't even be a factor. And they haven't been. They haven't been at all. I think for the first time in my whole entire life, I've actually enjoyed having sex with a man, and it has been amazing. It's yeah, he's shown me of so many things, but that is another part, is realizing that it wasn't me. All these years, I have always assumed that it was my fault, and it was my, um, it was all me. I was the one with the issues around sex, and I was the one that couldn't have it or didn't want it, or whatever the story was that I had, and I'd always had this doubt in my mind, and all my partners had always said, "What are you going to do about it? When are you going to take responsibility for this? When are you going to actually? When are you going to do something about the fact that you can't have sex?" That's kind of the thing, and I'd always taken on this belief system that it was mine, and still held on to just this minuscule little piece of belief. It was so small, that kept telling me that when I find a man that I am in love with, none of this is going to matter. None of it is going to be relevant. None of it is actually going to even come up. It's not going to be an issue anymore. And this is something else that he has taught me, and which is why I appreciate so much the experience that I've been having with him, is because it hasn't been an issue. It hasn't been a factor. It has been, and every time we have been together, it hasn't just been sex. It hasn't just been physical for either of us. It has been actually being in the energy of making love, because we have in that moment been in the loving energy of the experience that we've been having, and it's amazing. So it's that has been huge for me, that letting go of that doubt and letting go of the belief that there's something wrong with me, because I didn't want to have sex with any of my partners, and I didn't want to be with them in that way, and it was really, really simple for me. I wasn't in love with them. And now now that I know what being in love feels like, I know that that's true. And the other aspect, the side of where my self-worth and I guess my self-esteem has been coming through, that's a really strong indicator to me that my self-love is so strong that I can have this experience, and I can be in love with someone because I'm in love with myself. I'm in love with the best, and I'm in love with the worst aspects of me. And the indicator for my self-worth, another indicator, there have been quite a few, and there are so many, and I'm sure I can keep going on for hours about all the indicators, but the other indicator for me, especially around my self-worth, is that he's not available. He is married, and he is he's, even though we have been in moments of being in the loving energy, he's not necessarily in love with me. And that has been a really big indicator for me that my self-worth isn't where I want it to be. If my self-worth was 100% absolute, if I had a high self-worth, I would have attracted to me a man that was in love with me. And the fact that I haven't shows me that it's not as good, it's not as high as I want it to be. So that really, honestly, has been the catalyst for me making the decision that I had to do something about it. I've spent a fair amount of time over the last couple of days in such a hard place, such a hard place emotionally, trying to work through the layers, trying to release him, because our relationship has shifted and it's changed, and it's now the vibration for him is now more shifting into being friends and not having the physical aspect of our relationship anymore. So I have been working on releasing, all the hooks and all the creations and having a look at all the energy and seeing, you know, what is it about me that's attracted him, and what is it about me that's allowing myself to, you know, go through, I guess, go through suffering. What is it about me that's allowing myself to suffer while being with this man, even though when I'm with him I feel amazing and I feel the love that I have for myself and I feel the love that I have for him. When I'm not with him, I feel like shit and I feel like crap. And that to me is not, that's not a well balanced relationship. It's not meant to be that way. You're not meant to feel like shit when you're not with the person, even if you feel in love when you are. That's not a balanced relationship. So it, you know, I have been, I've had my universal self, I guess, screaming all the indicators at me for where I'm at emotionally and for what I am attracting, and to realize that, and to also sit in the appreciation of attracting to me a man that I am in love with, and also sit in appreciation of the fact that I've attracted a man to me that is such a strong indicator with what I'm lacking as well. And that's what I mean by being in a place of complete love for myself and being able to love the best and love the worst of me. And the best is that I've attracted a man that I'm in love with, that God, it's, even though he's been in some ways emotionally unavailable, he's been more emotionally available to me than I think anyone I've ever been with. And he has, when we're together, he's in the moment of being with me. He's not anywhere else. He's in the moment of being with me. And it's all indicators. It's all showing me how far I have come. And even though, you know, I guess the pain and the hurt of going through the process of releasing him now, as a friend said to me the other day, you know, this is going to be one of the biggest, strongest, most amazing realizations and most amazing journeys that I have, is finding that sense of strong self-worth within me and realizing that I am amazing and that I do deserve more than this, even though this has been incredible. And it's also been really, really fucked up. Honestly, it's been amazing and really fucked up all at the same time. And it's me realizing that it does actually get better than this. It doesn't have to have the fucked up aspect that it has. It can get better than this. And that's what this 30-day journey is all about. It's showing and proving to myself that I am worth having even more than what I have right now, even though what I have right now has been better than what I think I've ever had. I can have even more. I can have even better. It is meant to get even better than this. So I think I've been prattling on for long enough. I am, over the next 30 days, going to be going through this self-worth process and sharing the people that I attract to me to help me through this, and to help show me how do I improve my self-worth, because I have not got a clue.